Good morning. It's time for Two Guys on Sports. I'm Larry Hazer.
I'm Dick Olson. Good morning, Larry.
Good morning, Dick. And it's tournament time.
Yes.
It's girls softball. The state tournament starts later today.
I'm going to start hopping here now.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, we're going to have some interesting matchups probably coming down the road. But the girls state tournament starts later today. First round action. There are some games in the area. In Division 5, we got Alma Center Lincoln at Port Edwards. The winner there plays at Columbus Catholic next Tuesday.
Yeah, Columbus Catholic, a number 1 seed in their regional. So
Playing very well.
Playing very well.
Eastern Clarabelle Conference
be a
champs.
team to watch. The team that I think they have to be worried about is number 2 Assumption.
Yeah.
Assumption has played very well this season. They come out of a tough conference. And
they beat Columbus Catholic.
Yes, and they've beaten them already. Yeah,
Yes.
but I think the score was 5-2.
Yeah.
So, but they're one team that have held Columbus down.
Yes.
Columbus has scored double figures pretty much every game.
Yes.
And to be held to 2 runs is a testament to Assumption's pitching. So.
Yes. Owen Withy at Elmwood Plum City. Winner there plays at Rib Lake.
Yep.
And Rib Lake, boy, they took we were up doing the baseball game, but we didn't realize that Rib Lake, they took it to Gilman in that game.
Yeah, and you know what, Larry? Gilman is a 3 seed.
Yeah.
Too, because they host a 6. They have a 3-6 game at home against Prairie Farm. So that was a 2-3 game. Those teams could meet again real quickly, like so.
Yeah, and Rib Lake put a beating on
Yes,
them.
they did.
19-1, I believe, was the final in that game.
Yeah, and the way the wind was blowing that day, there had to be a couple balls go out of
you
that
would
park.
think. Yes. Rosholt at Newman Catholic later today. The winner there plays at Almond Bancroft next Tuesday. In Division 4, Cadott is at Spencer. The winner will be at Stratford next Tuesday. Osseo Fairchild at Whitehall. Winner plays at Melrose Monduro next Tuesday. Division 3, Neillsville Granton at Durand, Arkansas. And the winner
Gets to go to Fall Creek on Tuesday.
Oof, wow, that's a tough task there.
Yeah, I said that is Fall Creek, a defending state champion, and they have moved up a division, but so has Neillsville Granton this year. They moved up to 3 too. So, yeah, so it's Fall Creek playing very well. They've already beaten probably the team that I would think about was worried about would be Prescott. Mm-hmm. They've already beaten them. So
they beat lost to Medford, but Medford, of course,
Medford a D2 school too.
Yeah.
So.
Bloomer is at Nakusa later today. Winner there is you talked about Prescott next Tuesday. Division 2, Ashland. There's a nice short drive to Black River Falls.
Yeah.
Wow. Ashland, Black River Falls later today.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to stay overnight.
Yeah.
The winner is at Baldwin Woodville on Tuesday.
See. I always remember, if you go out of Abbotsford on Highway 13, there's a road sign that says 130 miles to Ashland, and that's in Abbotsford. So
wow.
So you're talking 200 miles down here. So
for a first game.
First game, yeah.
Wow. Colby Abbotsford is at New London later today. That's a nice drive there, too.
Yeah.
The winner is at Medford
on
Tuesday. So the winners later today will play in the regional semifinals, and those games, again, are on Tuesday.
Yeah, and there's a few teams, Loyal Greenwood Tuesday, they are in a 5-4 game at McDonald.
It's a
pretty good game there. And then another dandy, too, is Edgar at Marathon. That's a 5-4 game. And that'll be the third time they played this year.
Yeah.
So and then Auburndale hosts Partyville, and then in a 3-6 game on Tuesday also. So.
Okay. All right. So coming out of the Memorial Day weekend, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on because boys and girls track and field regionals are Tuesday.
And golf regionals are Tuesday too.
Yes.
So,
and baseball regionals are next Thursday.
Thursday, yes.
So it's going to be a busy week of sports next
we'll
week.
be getting WIA will be getting the baseball things
the seedings
posted pretty soon. We know a couple of them that we heard, but not much other than that.
No. So that's girls softball as they will head into their state tournament later on today. Boys baseball, well, we've got a dandy. We were hoping to get one in earlier this week.
Yeah, but actually down the line, this plays pretty well for Neillsville with that rain out on Tuesday. So. And who wanted to play in that anyway?
Yeah. So Neillsville Granton and Loyal today at Neillsville.
Yeah, this should be a dandy. Loyal 9-0 in the conference. I did not know that Loyal has another makeup game.
Yep.
They have
tomorrow.
Friday
Spencer.
at Spencer.
Yeah.
So, and then then they've got to come back and play Tuesday too. So it'd be interesting there. But both teams playing well. Neillsville played a very good game over at Gilman the other night, and. So we'll see. It's all for all the marbles. So.
Both pitching staffs should be well rested, ready to go.
Yeah, I could not find it. Loyal was scheduled to play Marathon on Monday or Tuesday, Monday. I
Monday,
believe.
yeah,
And-
same day that Nielsville played Gilman.
Yeah, and I did not see anything on that. So
They did not play.
Oh, they did not.
No,
okay.
I'm not sure why, but
Yeah,
they did not play.
Okay, well, that's why I didn't find nothing.
Yes.
So.
But they said they were going to make it up next week, but now they probably won't.
Yeah,
because
well, that is like the Nielsville Duran game.
Right.
That goes by the wayside
Yep.
too now. So.
Yep.
So.
All right, so Nielsville, Granton, and Loyal tonight. Henry Luke's baseball field, 5 o'clock game time on 92.7
It should be a
WPKG.
dandy. The two best teams in the Clover Belt East, and Loyal, very young team. Not a lot of seniors, and very strong team. And Nielsville playing very well too. So it should be.
And who'd have thought that it would be Nielsville, Granton, and Loyal fighting for the top spot?
Yeah, nothing I figured. I said, when we looked at the conference, I thought it would be kind of a Loyal Marshall Columbus thing, quite honestly. I did not, Spencer played a little bit into it. Gilman had some nice wins, but Nielsville has just really come along really well. They're playing the field very well. They're pitching well. Hitting wise, they're starting to pick it up a little bit. They're starting to get contributions from people in the order that they weren't getting before.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
and that's helping a lot too.
And that,
so,
you need that.
yeah. So
Need that. All right, you're going against a Loyal team that's scored 99 runs in the conference and have only given up 3.
3. Yeah.
So they've got some good pitching
Yeah,
as
they
well.
pitched well. It's you're gonna see Lamovic and Tovar. Well, their front three are Lamovic, Tofar, and Pekoshik. So I would think they're probably having Lamovic go tomorrow, but we'll see. Anything goes. So.
Yeah, and they got a game against Spencer too, which is a key game for them.
Yeah, and Spencer's going to be sitting back. I think Spencer might have a bye tomorrow. They have the bye. I don't think they're playing conference.
They
this
don't
week.
play today.
Yeah, so they're probably going to come in there with Peterson.
Sure.
Their best.
Well, I would
so,
think they would. Yeah. So and you don't know what Loyal's going to have to do because they have to play again on Tuesday against Nielsville Granton again. So
a lot of pushing here, and then and then you got to turn around and probably Thursday play a tournament game. You got to be ready for that too.
Yeah.
And you look at the tournament. We don't know the pairings yet, but you look at that Group B sectional and sectional 1. You have Athens, who's second in the Merriwood North, Rib Lake, who's first in the Merriwood North, Edgar, who's first in the Merriwood South, and Loyal in it. So that's
a tough regional.
That is a very, very tough regional.
So we'll see what the seedings come out on the brackets.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they had some seeding meetings on Tuesday, so
okay.
we'll maybe see some brackets come out
it's
here.
not a uniform thing like it used to be. Everybody had their seating meetings the same day. Now I think it's when the coaches can get together at the best time available.
Yeah, because we've already heard of some pairings already.
We talked to the Gilman coach the other day, Derek Nichols at Gilman, and he told us where they were at. They're a 6th seed and they're playing at number 3 Spencer.
Yeah.
So
and I haven't seen anything on the WIA website yet.
Yeah, you can't get anything. You can't get to the brackets on the website because there's nothing put on them.
No, not yet.
So what we know is all hearsay. So,
Right.
So
some other games today in baseball. Regis is at Fall Creek. Owen Withy Thorpe is at Gilman, and Greenwood is at Columbus Catholic.
And the West is still up for grabs too a little bit.
Is, yeah.
There's I think Bloomer's on top at 7-3, but Fall Creek technically could tie them yet. I guess.
And Regis is tied with Fall Creek at both at 5-3. So you never know.
Yep. So
we'll see if they can get the games in. That's the big thing.
there's gonna be hopefully the sun comes out today and gets some of these fields dried out because we had a lot of rain and no sun and they're talking 60 some degrees today, so hopefully a little better. So hopefully we can get rid of the sweatshirts.
We got a lot of baseball to play here.
Yeah, we do.
Got a lot of baseball to get in. Boys and girls track and field. We said regionals coming up next week, but the Clover Belt Conference East track meet is today.
That got canceled Tuesday. It was supposed to be at Gilman, so they're up there today. The Merriwood had their meet on Monday, and that Stratford won the girls, Marathon won the boys, and had some excellent.
Did you see Mr.
Marcel? Yeah, he's a half an inch short, Larry, of having the top throw in the state for shot put.
Wow, that was it.
There's a guy in the eastern part of the state is at 61.7. Chris Marcel the other day threw it 61 feet 6.5 inches.
That's up there in college
level.
Yes.
There's
guys that don't throw it that.
No,
because I think I looked at the where Eau Claire was, or where the D3 schools were in the WIAC tournament. I don't think anybody threw it 60 feet.
And he was down a little bit on his discus that day.
Yeah, I saw that.
Only 203 feet.
Yeah.
So
Because he's what, 208, I think?
208. Yep. Yeah. He is. He's just under 3 feet of throwing. The state record is 212 feet.
Okay.
So if he can get over, he has a chance to break the state record. He has to do it at the state meet.
Maybe there'll be a little bit of a wind behind him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Get it up there in the air.
I don't know if this guy needs wind or not. but
yeah, it doesn't sound
if
like
he's
it.
throwing a shot put 61 feet, I don't know.
Oh, man. I'd like to see that guy.
I would too. I
See
would
how big
absolutely
he is.
like that. So anyway, a couple other guys. Jet Shaner from Stratford. Of course, we've talked a lot about Jet over the years.
Oh, yeah.
First in the 100 and the 200. Cree DeFoe from Stratford. First in the 1600 and 3200. Garrett Bracewell from Marathon. He was first in the 300 hurdles, second in the 110. Tucker Street from Edgar was first in the 110, second in the 300. Edgar won the 4x2 and 4x400 relays. Kyle Schreiner of Athens, this is a guy we're talking about too, 14 feet in the pole vault.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then on the girls' side, Bella Thomas from Assumption, first in the 100, 200, and the 400. So
Wow.
she's Lucy Dolan from Assumption, first in the 800 and 1600. And then Stratford, first in the 4x100, the 4x200. And Siri Hartwig from Athens, first in the shot put and first in the discus. So,
Yeah, she's been doing well.
yeah, so outstanding performances at that Merriwood Conference meet. So.
And by the way, Marathon stopped Stratford's win streak for the boys.
Boys, yeah, that's been probably how many years?
3 years in a row,
Yeah.
Stratford had it.
And I tell you what, Stratford had the boys to do it this year. Marathon just got a little better though. I mean,
With that one guy.
yeah, I said that's 20 points right there.
Yeah.
But Marathon is just Bracewell in the hurdles has been very strong this year, and their sprinters have been right behind Jet Shaner all year too.
Okay,
So,
all right.
so.
Stratford, by the way, the girls won their second straight Merriwood Conference title. The Western Clore Belt also had their track meet on Monday.
Fall Creek girls got first there, and the McDonald boys first there. So.
And again, the Eastern Clore Belt meet today is at Gilman.
Yep. And the Tracksters will have their regionals on Tuesday, and quite a few of the Eastern Clore Belt teams will be at Gilman.
Okay.
So,
All right.
so
Well, there you go.
They'll know the lay
They'll
of the
know the lay
land.
of the land, yes. The Clore Belt Conference golf match that was scheduled for earlier this week in Black River, that's also today at Bloomer.
Yep.
They changed the location.
Okay. Yeah.
So there you go.
Yep. So
That's all the sports, high school sports that's going on. It's busy.
time. And it's going to be busier next week. So
Yes, indeed. We'll get into, let's see, I got some D3 softball and baseball regionals.
Yeah.
They got those going on. Softball today, super regionals, actually.
Yeah. Stevens Point is playing
Stevens
in one.
Point's at Angola, Indiana.
Indiana.
They'll play this afternoon. And UW Whitewater is in Winona.
Okay.
Winona St. Mary's is hosting there.
Their first regional was a lot farther. They played in
Yeah,
Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio, yeah.
Now they're just a short trip to
A little
Winona.
closer, yeah. These are best 2 out of 3.
Yep, the super regional, and the winner goes to the D3 World Series. Then, so
And baseball super regionals, Oshkosh and Whitewater end up playing each other
yeah.
in the super regional tomorrow and Saturday, and that's also a best 2 out of 3.
Yep.
I read the girls' junior golf championship is coming to Century World in Stevens Point.
Okay.
June 17th through the 19th.
That's kind of a big thing
Yeah,
there.
72 of the world's top junior golfers will be there.
And of course, last year when they had the seniors PGA
Mm-hmm.
there, so it's all set up for them. So,
And later in the month, the U.S. Women's Open is going to be there
Yes.
at Century.
Yes.
Or no, it's going to be at Erin Hills.
Erin Hills,
I'm sorry, not
yep.
Century World, but Erin Hills. But it's coming to Wisconsin.
yes. So.
So, yeah, big
Wisconsin with the fine court, with Erin Hills in the southern part of the state, and now Century, and then all the great courses in the eastern part of the state. Wisconsin has gotten a lot of major tournaments the last many years.
yes.
So
good for us.
Yep.
Good for us. All right, let's go to Where Are They Now here on the show before we run out of time.
Okay, Larry, I'm going to go up to Abbotsford, talk about Jamie Soik. And Jamie was a 2007 graduate of Abbotsford High School. In the fall, Jamie was a 3-year letter winner on the Falcon football team. His sophomore year, Abbotsford was 4-5. Jamie had 11 receptions for 125 yards. On defense, he had 22 tackles and a fumble recovery. His junior year, the Falcons were 7-4, qualifying for the WI Division VI playoffs, losing to Plum City in Level 2. Jamie had 17 receptions for 182 yards and 2 touchdowns. On defense, he had 28 tackles and 1 pass interception. His senior year, Abbotsford was 9-2, qualifying for the WIA Division VI playoffs, where they lost in Level 2 to Gilman. Jamie had 14 receptions for 162 yards and 1 touchdown. On defense, he had 23 tackles and 1 pass interception. In the winter, Jamie was a 3-year letter winner on the Falcon basketball team. His sophomore year, Abbotsford was 13-8, losing to Elma Center Lincoln in the regionals. Jamie averaged 7 points per game. His junior year, the Falcons were 25-3. They were Marywood regional and sectional champions, qualifying for the WIA Division IV state tournament, where they defeated Aleva Strum in the semis. Jamie had 8 points in that game. In the finals, Abbotsford was defeated by Catholic Central 68-58. Jamie had 7 points for the game. For the season, Jamie averaged 12 points per game and was a second-team selection on the Marywood All-Conference team. His senior year, the Falcons were 22-1. They were Marywood champs, losing in the regional finals to Gilman. Jamie averaged 15 points per game and was a first-team selection on the Marywood All-Conference team. In the spring, Jamie was a 4-year letter winner on the Falcon baseball team. His freshman year, Abbotsford was 17-6. They were regional and sectional champions, qualifying for the WIA Division IV state tournament, where they defeated DeSoto in the semifinals 3-0. Jamie was 1 for 2 in that game with 2 RBIs. In the finals that year, the Falcons lost to Catholic Central 5-4 in 9 innings. Jamie pitched 5 innings in that game, giving up 2 runs and striking out 6. For the season, Jamie batted .288 with 14 RBIs. As a pitcher, he was 5-2 with 48 strikeouts. He was a second-team selection on the Marywood All-Conference team. His sophomore year, the Falcons were 20-4. They were Marywood regional and sectional champions, qualifying for the WIA Division IV state tournament, where they lost in the semis to McDonald 7-2. Jamie pitched 5 innings in that game, allowing 5 runs with 4 strikeouts. At the plate, he was 2 for 4 and scored a run. For the season, he batted .318 with 20 RBIs. As a pitcher, he was 9-1 with 64 strikeouts, and he was a first-team selection on the Marywood All-Conference team. His junior year, Abbotsford was 21-1. They were Marywood regional and sectional champions, qualifying for the WIA Division IV state tournament, where in the semis they defeated Green Lake 1-0 in 8 innings. Jamie pitched all 8 innings in that game, allowing 5 hits and had 6 strikeouts. In the championship game, they defeated Shell Lake 10-7. Jamie was 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. On the season, Jamie batted .342 with 27 RBIs. On the mound, he was 12-0 with 78 strikeouts. He was first-team All-Conference and honorable mention All-State. His senior year, the Falcons were 17-4. They were regional and sectional champs, qualifying for the Division IV state tournament, where they defeated DeSoto 3-2 in the semis. Jamie pitched 7 innings, allowing 2 runs and had 6 strikeouts, and at the plate he was 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs. In the finals, the Falcons lost to Johnson Creek. Jamie was 2 for 3 with 1 RBI and 1 run scored. For the season, Jamie batted .336 with 25 RBIs. He was 9-1 on the mound. He was 9-1 with 68 strikeouts. He was a first-team selection on the Marywood All-Conference team and third-team All-State. After graduation, Jamie earned an athletic scholarship to play baseball at Winona State University. His freshman year, the Warriors were 29-21. Jamie hit .364 in 22 at-bats that season with 3 RBIs. His sophomore year, the Warriors were 36-16, qualifying for the NCAA Division II tournament, where they lost in the regionals to St. Cloud State. Jamie hit .207 that year with 11 RBIs. His junior year, Winona State was 42-11, qualifying for the NCAA Division II tournament, where they lost to South Dakota State in the regionals. Jamie batted .291 with 12 RBIs. His senior year, the Warriors were 29-22. Jamie batted .278 with 16 RBIs. Jamie graduated from Winona State in 2012 with a bachelor's degree in accounting. Today, Jamie is a program director for financial reporting for UW Health based in Madison. Jamie and his wife Morgan and their family reside in Sun Prairie. Jamie Soik, Larry.
Wow, they had some good baseball teams.
Yes.
My goodness. Did they make it to state every year?
Every year that he was in high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he had his younger brother Jordan, who was a year behind him, of course, was a big part of that team too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the Soik name, sure.
yeah, and their dad, Larry Soik, was on unanimous with Abbotsford baseball. Abbotsford's had City League baseball forever, and Larry Soik has always been a big part of it.
Oh, okay.
And they have one of the nicer ballparks up there
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
You know, so
Yes, they do.
Yep,
What
so-
is that called?
Red Arrow
yeah.
Park.
Yeah, Red Arrow Park. Yeah.
So,
That's a nice park. Yeah.
yes,
All right. Yeah, there we go. Jamie Soik.
yes.
Abbotsford. Great baseball
Yeah.
teams back in the day. The NFL has their owners' meetings going on, and, well, they passed a few. And,
Didn't let the tush push
no,
go away.
that was
no.
the only one they didn't pass.
Yeah, 2 votes short.
Yeah.
They needed 24 votes, and they got 22. So.
And the Packers kind of added to that
Yeah.
where they didn't want it anywhere on the field.
No,
Where
yeah,
you could push somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
So,
get help from
yeah,
another
yeah,
opponent.
so-
But and they the Detroit Lions did withdraw their rule proposal.
I don't understand that.
I still like that proposal.
I do
but
too.
I wish it would have went
Yeah,
through.
I just really have a problem with 9 and 8 division winners getting a home game.
Yes,
And-
especially if a wild card team is like
and
14 and
you look
3.
with the NFC North last year. The teams, you had 3 teams above 11 and 6. Well, 2 of those teams went on the road, and of course they both lost. So,
Right, yeah.
So
Yeah, so the Detroit Lions, what they wanted to have was the division winners in each conference with the best record would be guaranteed a home game,
Yeah.
and then the rest of the playoff field would be seeded.
Seeded, yep.
But they withdrew it,
and
so,
I don't get that. I really don't. But
so they're back to where they were.
hopefully someday they figure that out, though.
Yeah.
You should not. I don't have a problem. I like the bye system, but you should have a very good record. Nobody with a 12-4 or 13-4 record should be denied a home game.
I guess they don't want to punish the division winners. But
I get it. You got to have some reward for winning
I
your
guess.
division, but some of these divisions, in the AFC South and the NFC South have both been terrible.
Yeah.
the
yeah,
last few years. So who knows?
yeah. Who are we to say, right?
Yeah.
They did approve potential player participation in the 2028 Summer Olympics
yeah.
flag football.
Yeah, 10-man team, I guess, or something like that.
Yeah, they're going to have 10-player teams, 6 men and 6 women's
Yeah.
teams.
Yeah, I know Justin Jefferson has been really pushing.
But from what I understand, you can only have 1 player from a team on a team.
Okay.
So you can't have 2 Dallas Cowboys on the same team.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Well,
That's what I did read.
that's fine, too.
Yeah.
So, but,
Flag
the HBO show Hard Knocks has come out that the Buffalo Bills will be their
Really?
training camp team this year. So
Is there any correlation with poor record when you get into that, like being on the cover of Madden?
I don't know. I don't know.
I know they always say if you're on the cover
Usually
of Madden,
those are the kind of, all the Jets are on a couple of times. You know,
Yeah.
it's most of the teams don't want
No.
to be known about it.
They don't wanna do it.
And Hard Knocks also has a Hard Knocks in season. Last year they followed the AFC South. This year they're following the NFC East. So,
okay.
so
All right.
I don't get HBO, so I
Yeah.
really don't worry about it.
No,
So
no. One other thing at the owners' meeting, they did pass. Let's see. They tweaked the onside kick.
okay.
The rule allows teams to declare an onside kick at any time while trailing, not just in the fourth quarter, and line up 1 yard closer to the opponent.
Okay, so you can have an onside kick anytime in the game now.
Yep.
But you still got it. You got to announce it.
Yes,
Yeah.
but you can do it anytime,
Okay.
not
All
just
right.
not just in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Okay.
Owners' meetings
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else we got going on here today?
NBA playoffs are going, Larry.
Boy, that was a blowout, the first game
Yeah,
in the West.
I tell you, I thought Minnesota would give a little bit better account of themselves, but
I guess we see why they're the 6th seed.
yeah, OKC looked pretty tough though too, and boy, if that keeps going, it better change for Minnesota tonight because that was bad. I thought I was going to sit back and enjoy that game. And
I know my son was like, hey, yeah, OKC in Minnesota. Yeah. I
so-
think he was disinterested
Yeah.
pretty quick.
Yeah, we'll see what happens on the other side too with Indiana and New York, but so we'll see. But
You know, in the Western Conference Finals, that's the first time since 1996 that it's not a team from the Texas or California.
wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
But you got to look at the Lakers and Golden State. The Houston Rockets were very good in that time.
San Antonio.
San Antonio. I don't know if the Mavericks have made it in that time much, but
Yeah, I think they have. Yep.
you know, but yeah, you look at what San Antonio did.
Sacramento.
Yeah,
I don't know if Sacramento's ever been in there.
no, but Golden State and the Lakers would,
Right.
yeah, so would just eat that right up
Yep.
right there. So
And the Knicks and Indiana,
Yeah.
the last time they met in the Eastern Conference Finals was 25 years ago.
okay, that had to be the Reggie Miller Spike Lee
Yep.
spectacular.
Oh, yeah. We had Patrick Ewing was
Yeah.
on the team. I mean, that's a long time ago.
John Starks.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, Reggie, that's kind of funny. Reggie, I think Rick Smits was the 7-4
Yes.
starter
Yep.
for Indiana. But other than Reggie, Reggie Miller just stood heads and shoulders above. I think a couple other big guys they had, too, because I can't
Yeah,
remember.
I can't. That's
Yeah,
25 years ago.
Yeah.
Unless I'm looking at a piece of paper with
Yeah,
them on
so-
there, I wouldn't remember who they are.
So,
No.
NHL playoffs going on too, Larry. In the West, it's I kind of find this humorous too. You have in the West, you have Dallas at Edmonton, and the East, you have Florida, Carolina. What happened to all the cold weather teams where they actually have ice?
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
I mean,
Edmonton's the only one.
yeah,
That's from the north.
yeah. Dallas, that franchise originally that was the Minnesota North Stars
Yep,
back
yep.
in the day. And of course, Florida, I believe Florida and Carolina were both expansion.
Yeah,
But no. So all warm weather and the Tampa Bay Lightning and Florida have done great too. So I guess
Yeah.
you don't have to be in the cold weather to have a good hockey team these
No,
days.
no, you don't. No,
So-
you don't. The Wisconsin football game between them and Notre Dame, that was for Saturday, September 5th, 2026. It's now been moved to Sunday, September 6th.
Okay.
It's Labor Day weekend slate of college football action. It's going to be on NBC.
Okay.
They moved it. It was originally scheduled for October 3rd, 2020, but
Okay.
due to COVID,
Yeah,
they moved it to 2026.
Yes, that's right. Yes, I do. Yep. Okay. Yeah, and so that'll be a national telecast for
Yep.
NBC on Labor Day weekend.
And it'll be at Lambeau Field.
Okay. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yep.
And that'll be the second NCAA game at Lambeau Field. I believe it was 2016.
2016.
Yeah, the Badgers played LSU there in a great game. So
Yeah, and they did very well that
yeah,
season.
they beat them. Yep. Yeah, they upset at LSU was number 5 in the nation coming into that
Mm-hmm.
game. The Badgers were unranked, and the Badgers beat them 16-13. So
Yeah. Good memory. I'm looking
you
at
remember
all,
the good things, Larry.
I'm just looking at all this stuff and nodding at you because there it is. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yep. You bet. Uh-huh.
So, Brewers trying to get back to 500, but continuing with their offense is going to be tough.
Who do they got this weekend? I didn't even
They're
look
at
ahead.
Pittsburgh.
Oh,
They're
maybe-
starting tonight.
Well, maybe that'll get them a four game series.
4-game series
Oh,
at
okay.
Pittsburgh. Yep. So, and then they're back home Monday, Memorial Day game against Boston, and then 2 more games with Boston after that. So,
I kind of like where they get to play everybody.
yeah, absolutely. I love this. I said,
'Cause a lot of these teams you don't see.
And then you get to, like this year, Boston's playing in Milwaukee. Next year they'll be at Fenway Park, or else you don't get to see them play at Fenway
Right,
Park
yeah.
or the Orioles Park out in Baltimore. Or this year they played in Yankee Stadium, and
Yeah.
so it's really not. I really enjoy what they're doing with the schedule now. So,
Yes.
yeah,
Very good.
So,
Scotty Scheffler, he's turning into the Tiger Woods of our generation here, or the young generation.
yeah, I'll tell you what. I said I felt bad for John Rahm on Sunday. He was at one time he was tied even up, and he just collapsed down the back 9 there. Wow.
Well, that's what used to happen when Tiger was in there.
Absolutely.
A lot of these guys
Yes,
were up
yeah,
there,
yeah,
and then
they think they got to make,
Then all of a sudden here
and they
comes-
got to make the great shot from instead of being a little bit conservative, and and Scheffler, he just made shot after shot after. He struggled on the front 9, but the back 9 he was just great on the back 9. So
yeah, and he's going to be a part of the field, I believe, this weekend as well in Fort Worth, Texas, for the Charles Schwab Challenge.
okay,
So
all right, yep. So
look out, people.
look out, he's on fire now.
World number 1.
I said he had his 1-year-old son there too,
Yeah,
and it was
I
pretty
saw that.
cool too. So
Yeah. All right, so we got baseball coming up
Yes.
later on today. A
This
big
should
one
be-
in the Clover
this
Belt.
Should be a dandy. We've been looking forward to this game all season, and I'm glad it means something too.
Yes.
So
Neilsville Granton hosting Loyal tonight in the first of 2 games. They'll play again on Tuesday at Loyal, but
Yep.
tonight, 5 o'clock, you can
Henry
hear
Luke's be there.
92.7 WPKG. Yeah, if you can make it down to the ballpark, do so because it should be a good one.
2 good teams. So.
Yes. That's Two Guys on Sports
Be
for this
safe
week.
this weekend, Memorial Day weekend. Be safe.
And congratulations to the class of 2025.
You bet. Congratulations, guys.
That's Two Guys on Sports. I'm Larry Hazer.
I'm Dick Olson.
We'll talk to you next week.